So just in case that you won't be able to attend this class, this video call, this Zoom meeting is being posted on my YouTube channel. So you can catch up. If there's any information that you missed, you can also go back to my YouTube, to the YouTube channel so you can get to watch it. And say, for example, Mel's case, she can watch the session that she missed on my account. All right, so let's have a little bit of review. We have here the lesson 5. We have the supply chain drivers. First, we have production. The quantity of quality of product manufacturing schedule and manufacturing methods used can all impact supply chain, considering these following factors. Manufacturing too much product can result in waste, but manufacturing too little can result in lost revenue and inefficiencies. Determining the maximum required product quality and building facilities to accommodate that capacity is crucial. Building flexibility into manufacturing process is also important. I think we all know that in the restaurants, and that whenever at the end of the day, they would have leftovers, they will throw it. Have you heard about that story? Say, for example, Jollibee will have an overproduction for the day, like say 5 kilos or more of chicken that wasn't sold for the day. They will throw it. Did you know that? Yes. It's being thrown. Why? They cannot give it to homeless people or pulube or beggars. They cannot give it to them. Although it's such a waste of food, they cannot give. Why? Because if something happens with those people that have eaten the food, that will be their liability. Are you getting the point? So that's the reason why what they would do, they would put the leftover food from the restaurant, they would put dishwashing soap. Yes, and then they will throw it. So it won't be edible. I would know people from McDonald's and Jollibee that would do that. So it won't be edible. But considering the creativity of the Filipinos, pagpag, you know pagpag? Yes. For Paddy's information, in the Philippines, we have this food called pagpag. So it's definitely it's wait, let me just show you a picture of a pagpag food. This is Philippines is still a progressive country. After a couple of years, we are still progressing. Developing pa rin tayo. So this is a kind of pagpag food. Can you see it? So these are food from the garbage, Paddy. So they will wash it. And then they will eat it. So, but you get the point. In production, in businesses, they cannot overproduce because that will be a waste. So what they would do, they will try to estimate, plan how much do we need on a certain day. So when do you think a restaurant, for example, would have more production, weekend or weekdays? Mitch?
Weekend.
Yes, because
a lot of people are off and a lot of people are wants to go out and dine.
Which probably part of the week? Is it on the end of the, there are 4 weeks in a month. So which month probably they would have more production? What's your idea?
Christmas.
Yes, could be.
Christmas,
of course,
New Year.
Yes, after salary.
Or after, end of the month.
True. But in the Philippines, we have two payouts. We have 15th and 30th. because we cannot trust ourselves. Once we got our salary, we're one day millionaires. We won't have money on the second week anymore. So what we did, our solution, divide our salaries into two. But here, we only got it every end of the month. So it depends on us how are we gonna budget. All right, number two, inventory. How much product is stored? How is it stored? And how it is retrieved, and key drivers and in the make and deliver phase of the supply chain. Ways to improve inventory performance might include the following. Can you read this for me, Patty? What are the factors?
Improving warehouse setup to streamline how orders are picked, packed, and loaded into trucks. Evaluating truck road capacity. Cross-docking, that is to say where materials are unloaded from one truck and directly into others for distribution. Implementing electronic data interchange, EDI systems, which automates inventory procedures by electronically processing invoices and purchase orders. Switching to vendor managed inventory where appropriate.
All right, inventory. Why inventory is important? This is the records that you do as logistician or as part of the logistics or supply chain. You have to record everything that comes in and goes out of your business or your company or your warehouse. You have to keep track of everything. Why do you think it's important that you record the things, the materials that come in your company, Rusty? Say, for example, you're in a warehouse, you're in charge of recording, you're putting it in inventory. Why is it important that you have to do it?
Well, because warehouse is a money. This is the ideal source of the company in the warehouse. So the important is recording of all the materials is to know how much the value of what you have in the warehouse.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true. Yes, that's true. You have a business and your business is, say, for example, what kind of business would you be putting up, Rusty? Say, for example, you'll have a business.
For example, sir, I have a business like beverage suppliers like
beverage supplier. Is this alcoholic beverages or non-alcoholic or both?
Non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic.
That is my plan to put in my homework.
Yes. See,
because practically it's reality sell. My wife has business
trucking or what? Grocery?
It's grocery sell. My wife supplying beer, soft drinks. Sa bayan lang, so nagsusupply kami sa mga store.
Oh, back in the Philippines?
Yes, sir. In the Philippines.
Where again?
In Kapas, Tarlac, sir.
Tarlac, yes, Kapas, Kapampangan, right?
Kapampangan, yes po.
Kapampangan, yeah, yes. The Kapas, I think, is the Kapampangan part of Tarlac, also Tarlac, yes. Tarlac. Because I also, yes, I lived in Tarlac, in the Ilocano part. Yes. Anyway, that's true. Okay. Say, for example, Rusty's business is delivering beverages. He has to know how much Coca-Cola they have, how many cases it arrived, how many Sprite, how many Royal, but it's also like in one company, right? It's all in Coca-Cola company. Yes. So how many cases they receive, especially this time, the season, it's festive season. So they have to deliver, probably it will be doubled up because people tend to celebrate, drink more soft drinks during that time. They're mixers because there will be parties, so they have to mix it with their vodka. and with their brandy, or probably Coke Red Horse, Red Horse Court. Have you tried that? Minimix yung Red Horse and Coke. But yes, so they have to know. Say for example, I personally would want Coke more than Pepsi. This is just my preference, or probably you would want the other way around. So I would prefer that. So they would know, probably we have to order more of this brand because it easily goes out. This brand is not, people tend not to buy this brand, probably will order less. Inventory helps you plan, for you to budget your money, for you to know where you will allocate your budget. There are a lot of benefits of using your inventory, but mainly is for you to keep records. Always record what always comes in and comes out, because you will be using that also for the accounting, for your finances of your company. You have to record. I know it's a tedious job, but that's the reason why you have to put your receipt, your POS. This is for the business side. You have to record everything. Okay, cross-docking, that's the term. It says there, cross-docking. This is a place where you have to exchange. I'll have a more detailed discussion about cross-docking in the later part of our discussions, especially in materials handling and warehouse management. You will see that. Cross-docking is a term where your trucks go into one place and exchange goods. Say, for example, from Abu Dhabi to from Abu Dhabi to Dubai. In Jebel Ali, there will be a warehouse. Items from Abu Dhabi will go to Jebel Ali. There's a truck in Jebel Ali. They will transfer the goods to a different truck, and then that truck will distribute the items to Dubai. So two trucks in one area, they exchange their goods, they transfer the goods, it will be disseminated. That is the meaning of cross-docking, where materials are unloaded. You unload the materials from one truck to another, and then it becomes for distribution. Are you getting me? Are you getting the cross-docking?
So which means you'll cross-docking, you will not need any like warehouse place where you need to keep your materials for 1 day or 2 days. So it's gonna happen in the same time.
This is an activity. This is an like an activity in the logistics part where they are unload. There's an area, there's a warehouse where they will unload the materials because they can no longer travel in Dubai. That's our example. So my business is I am probably say Rusty Drinks. Rusty's business is based in Abu Dhabi. He wants to deliver the items in Dubai. So what are you going to do? You will cross dock. You will unload your drinks in Jebel Ali. So the trucks in Jebel Ali will get your items, and then they will be the one to distribute it in Dubai. So you will have inventory there. All right, this is 10,000 cases that I will deliver to you. You will pay me in certain amount of time, depends on your agreement. But the term cross-docking is when you unload, and then other trucks will get your items and will distribute it. That's the meaning of cross-docking. EID systems. So these are for other advanced warehouses or logistics company that they would have Internet of Things. So they would have certain trucks that it automatically records the items that comes in the warehouse. But other companies, they tend to do manually. So there are people that would still count it manually because these systems could be expensive, and companies try to save money with the system and just rely on the manpower. People could be, just counting it manually. To make sure, Rusty will count those 10,000 cases of the drinks manually. Good luck if you can do that in your 9-hour shift. But see, because they're trying to save money. Switching vendor, manage inventory when appropriate. Yes, you get the point of importance of the inventory in the company. Location, read this for me, Faith. Oh, si Faith? Ah, wala pala si Faith. Ano na lang. Rusty, read location for me.
Location. Choosing the right location for manufacturing, warehousing, and distribution is crucial to getting products to the right place at the right time. For example, when Walmart started constructing distribution center in the 1980s, they revolutionized the logistic of their supply chain. Instead of having vendors distribute products to multiple stores, massive distribution centers were built in key location and distributed product directly to stores. Many companies have adopted and improved this strategy. To optimize your location, consider whether your organization will benefit from any location close to your customers, like Walmart, or a few central locations serving a wide area, like Costco.
Costco, yes. Wait, let me put that a little bit down. Continue.
This will involve some of the data that we look at for production, such as where goods are sourced from, manufactured, and delivered to warehouse, distribution center, or directly to stores.
Okay. Who are the brands or the companies that would have distribution center? Mostly those malls or groceries. Carrefour would have that. Lulu would have that. Because in supermarkets, they would have a lot of products. So I think it's more cost efficient for them to have distribution centers. Distribution centers or like warehouses where they can just put the items there and then put directly to their stores. Why? Say for example, Lulu. The items that they are getting in Lulu are mainly from India. If you would notice, the items that they would get, they cater mainly because Lulu is an Indian brand. So the items from different countries, their brands or their favorite product back home, they would deliver to certain distribution centers in that location. And it's localized. How many Lulus do you know are available in your area? Every canto, di ba? Every block, there is available Lulu. That's how but the business side is that's their strategy. Is to somehow monopolize the area because Lulu is very accessible. You pretty much get your things there. But as I said last time, until now, wala pa rin silang Mang Tomas because that's my favorite sauce. I think they don't get it there. Lulu is just like one building away from us. I would literally that's my sauce. I can finish one whole chicken in one meal and I would eat it like I can finish it with one sauce. Isang kainan ko lang yun, yung isang ganun. I am a big fan. Until now, they don't have that. What could be the problem? So distribution, probably back in the Philippines. They have like they did not anticipate the surge of the orders because why? Lechon. What is the partner of lechon? Mang Tomas. Our the sauce. Paddy, I'm talking about like the star of our celebration. Lechon is like a roasted pork. Yes, it's a roasted pork, and we match it with a sauce. It calls Mang Tomas. But with Lulu, The one near to me, it doesn't have that sauce. So I'm not satisfied with my meals recently because I'm looking for that taste. So that means if the source did not anticipate probably the order, they weren't able to deliver to your favorite Lulu store. So location, that's important because it still tend to cater to a certain market. Imagine if in your location, you you cannot get your brands. What is your brand of shampoo, Faith?
Pantene po.
Pantene. What if you cannot find Pantene in the nearest area in your source? You'd have to travel a mile away. Will you sort to, will you change your shampoo given that it could not be match your hairstyle and you have been using Pantene for 10 years now? So what's your option? Travel 1 mile ago, 1 mile away, or change your shampoo?
I think for me, sir, I will have to settle with what's available than
So
to travel.
mag-change ng brand si
Yeah.
Pei. And then after a week, you will have hair fall. Because you're not used, it's not your brand. It doesn't suit you.
Maybe I'll just order online.
So those are the kind of problems that we try not to, try to solve. The items that you want to use, it should be available with your area. That's somehow a solution with our favorite Lulu supermarkets. It's all available there. Although it's in Arabic, if you would see, because I think it's important that the items that are being sold here has the Arabic translation. Yeah. Information, read this for me, Mitch.
This driver gives you the data to make decisions about all the other drivers, impacting every phase of the supply chain. It serves as the basis for planning, forecasting, and coordinating supply chain activities. More than ever, companies have complete, accurate, real-time data about all aspects of their supply chain. In addition to specific supply chain software programs, the following types or systems can provide key information and automate processes. Electronic data interchange, enterprise resource planning, transportation planning and scheduling, logistics management, order management, inventory management, life cycle planning, accounting and financial management, manufacturing execution system, warehouse management system, product demand forecasting and planning, employee scheduling and time management, and customer relationship management.
I'll show you a sample of ADI, EDI.
And I just started my first
It is different to ERP,
Here's
right?
an example of an email I wrote at
Here.
work. With just a few clicks,
Just
Grammarly
people
helps
say.
me reword my sentence.
So you created a great new product. And then you sold it to a big box store. But now
see the
they're
video?
saying you have to do EDI. What is EDI? EDI stands for Electronic Data Interchange. And loosely defined, EDI is the structured transmission of electronic data such as purchase orders, invoices, and shipping notifications between different organizations. EDI is not an out-of-the-box solution. There are standards and protocols that need to be followed in order to successfully exchange documents between your organization and trading partner. It can become difficult and frustrating when you are trying to do it on your own. It is very easy to lose control over entire document flow, especially when your organization takes part in supply chain processes. Data errors have negative impact on your business. Errors can include overpayments, late or delayed payments that affect your revenue and level of your customer service. B2B Gateway's EDI solutions save you time and streamline your business, in turn saving you money. It eliminates data entry errors and chargeback and increases your efficiency and speed. There are large cost savings on labor, an excellent return on investment, and it's environmentally friendly by reducing paper transactions. B2B Gateway's EDI improves your data security and tracking capabilities. Using B2B Gateway's EDI solutions, you can improve your supply chain management by reducing both stationary and postal charges. Since 1999, B2B Gateway provides cloud-based EDI solutions to companies around the globe. B2B Gateway fully integrates EDI solutions with any accounting package and also provides web-based solutions for startup organizations and businesses that have a low document flow. It's simple, it's easy, and you do not need software to run it. We understand that choosing an EDI provider for your organization can be a really difficult task. At B2B Gateway, we try to make the process worry-free. B2B Gateway offers the best choice, cloud-based, fully integrated EDI solutions. Unfortunately, EDI is confusing and you will have questions. The good news is that B2B Gateway is here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to answer any questions you may have.
So this is a system that we can use to make our business easier. So this is just an example. This is a system, for you to be able to record everything, to be when your transactions are all recorded. So those are the systems available. Companies would have different, there's no standard or there's no standard application or system that you would use. It depends on the company's budget, whatever is available. But I'm giving you a heads up here in the UAE, the systems that they are using mainly are manually, Excel. So that will be included in our topic, Excel.
So
Okay.
which are companies using EDI, sir? Ano bang mga
Mainly,
company?
big companies like European companies, like German companies, would be able to have the budget to buy certain system, but other
It's a kind of-
companies would not.
It's a kind of software, sir, na expensive siya, no?
It is, and companies try not to spend money with that. Excel mainly ang ginagamit sa mga ganyan. They try to save money. Okay. And lastly, we have transportation. Faith, can you read this for me?
Transportation. In the United States alone, companies spent over $836 billion on transportation in 2013. It's crucial that your transportation network is efficient and cost-effective. There are four main modes of transporting goods: land, sea, air, and rail. There are also commodity-based delivery methods such as oil pipelines and virtual or digital delivery methods such as the internet. You can decrease your transportation costs by shipping full truckloads rather than less than full truckloads, analyzing the products that you ship, its value and customer requirements, understanding rules and regulations in the areas that you operate and the associated costs, license, licensing, insurance, border fees, etc., choosing the right transportation methods and carriers for your needs, and analyzing shipping patterns and high-low cost areas.
As logisticians or part of the supply chain, you have to identify the mode of the transportation for your good. What are the four options we have?
Land, sea, air, and rail.
Yes, and rail. We also have pipeline in addition. What are the pipeline used? You know the those companies offshore? And do you know anyone from offshore? You know, the one that drills the oil out from the earth, and then they would have to transfer it to our oil companies. You know that, right? So it's being
Yes.
transported through pipelines.
So my brother, sir, he's
Oh,
working in Africa in a oil and gas company. So his job is to design pipelines.
oh.
So that's what
Nakasweldo,
it's,
brother mo.
yeah, 200 USD ata per day.
See, wow. Isang buwan lang yun. 1 month, probably 2 months, may bahay ka na. Pag patayo ka, makapag-start ka na ng bahay, has good amount of money. So that's true when you work for a oil company. What other like occupation or job roles that are good with oil? You know those repairmen but they're underwater? You know those what you call that? Yung nag you
Parang
know to you like the maintenance of those structures, and then that you would have to hindi mo hindi siya tubero eh. You know that help me here. I'm trying to parang nag-scuba sila pero sila yung nagme-maintain ng mga ano that they would have to like maintain if they have kukumpunihin nila. You know that role, but they're underwater. Yeah. But tawagin, basta nandun sila sa ilalim ng tubig kasi that's like in the water that they would
yun
have
yata
to
yung mga
maintain.
nagtitik-tik. Yun yata yung mga
Yes,
nagtitik-tik ng
yes. And
kalawang.
then no, nakakalawa. I'll find that. But those are the good jobs, oil and gas company. All right. So we have land, sea, air, and rail. You have to identify which is the most efficient for your goods. If you have frozen goods, I think I have made this an example already. In Wendy's, I made that example before, right? Their beef, they claim that their beef are all from Australia, frozen frozen food. So they would ship their frozen goods all the way from Australia coming here in the UAE with all the branches. So they will deliver it, they said, through sea, but because it's frozen, so they can still keep the food, the shelf life of the food. They would have to travel, but because if they chose air, that could give them more cost. You know how much is one burger in Wendy's? 5 dirhams. You can get a 5 dirham burger from them, right? Have you ordered from Wendy's? No.
And 10 dirham ata, sir. Nung
They're
nag-Wendy's
most
kami kahapon.
may 5 dirham sila.
Ah,
Did you see those? Para may promo sila ng mga 5 dirhams na mga burger. How can they keep that amount of goods or product in their company? Because they were able to maintain the cost. And shipping is a major factor in the amount of the product. Shipping. How is it delivery? How is it being delivered to one location to another? One factor is shipping. Right. Cool.
it's raining in Dubai.
Is it? It's
Yeah.
dark here as well. I mean, it's cloudy. What about in your area, Rusty and Albarsha?
Yeah, we are in Albarsha, Rusty. Lumabas ka.
Paddy, where in Ras? Paddy's in Ras.
Yeah, it's also raining here.
Oh,
Very cold.
really?
Drizzling.
Okay.
Mayjan, where are you located again?
Riga, sir. Dera.
Is it raining there as well?
We have to get out to get the clothes.
Yes, mga sinampay. Bawal na, di ba? There will be fine if you will hang your clothes outside your balcony.
Ako, yan pa yung problema ko, sir.
2,000 dirhams? Is it 2,000 dirhams?
1,500 yata, sir, o
1,500,
2,000?
yes, there will be fine.
But sir,
If you-
we are Filipinos, no? There's a will, there's a way.
Yes, we always hang our clothes. In Riga, apparently, you would see, because the design, the design of the building is old. You would know if it's an old building, if they would have a balcony outside, because the new buildings right now, they won't have the balcony. I mean, probably in some areas. And Filipinos take advantage of that. Pinagsasampayan nila. So makikita mo yung mga panty ng mga kabayan na kabanderitas doon. Colorful yung mga panty at bra na sa labas na. Sa labas ng balcony. All right, so remember those factors. We have transportation, we have information, we have location, inventory, and production. So that will be for your supply chain drivers. That will be your lesson 5. Let's move on. We have, okay, we have a chart here. You know, in the US, they try to standardize everything. And we have this chart. Choosing the right transportation methods. Transportation is arguably the biggest driver behind success of supply chain. Remember, I told you earlier that when you transport your product, that's a factor for the price of your service or your product. And we have this. The method of transportation that you choose will depend on where your supply chain activities take place. Your business strategy, your market, and your product. Let's look at some trends in transportation methods around the world. Okay, we have here a 2013 chart. As you can see, the major shipments were transported by land using trucks and motor carriers. I will zoom this pie chart. Rolling down. We have land. What color is that? Moss gray, apple green, mint green. Rail and others. Can you see the pie chart? So the biggest chunk of this pie chart is, Paddy, what can you see?
It is land.
Land. How much percent?
77.
77. We have the second, which is 9%, which is rail. 6%.
It is others.
Others, it could be pipeline. That could be your option there. Both 4% for air and sea. This is 2013 through air. Right now, I'm telling you a simple logistics example would be your delivery riders.
Malakas nga ang ulan.
Is it?
So, malakas.
Umaraw naman dito.
Ay siya malakas.
And we don't have drainage system here in UAE. The drainage system are mostly puro buhangin na siguro sa drainage doon. Kaya nagbabaha eh. We are experiencing flood here because the drainage system is not designed to accommodate rainfall.
But there is no rain for a year.
Yeah, very less.
I think they cloud seeding today, no?
Cloud seeding. I think they won't do it's nature. It's cold. So brace yourselves. Because the water in your bidet will be cold. Because during the summer, the water in your bidet is like a boiling water that you can make tea. Luto ang itlog ni Rusty sa init ng tubig sa bidet. All right, so there's another pie chart. Here, this is in Europe. In Europe, you have rail as the number one transportation mode. Who among you has been to Europe here? Oh, Mitch, which part of Europe?
I went to Amsterdam, Belgium, and
Oh, the
Paris.
Schengen territory. So have you experienced their train as well?
Yeah, I like it.
They are connecting because Europe, this is also like debatable. Like if you would choose other nationality, if you would move to a different country, either European or Canadian, di ba may ganun? May pag mag-i-immigrate ka, saan ka? Mag-Europe ka ba or mag-ano ka na lang? Mag-Canada. Those are your options. Because if you get the European passport, say for example, you stayed in Poland for a couple of years and then you'd be able to get their European passport, your mobility will be larger. That means you can travel from one continent. Iba't
To
ibang bansa yung
another.
mapupuntahan mo doon. You can travel, you said, Amsterdam.
So Amsterdam, nag-train kami papuntang Belgium. And
Yes,
then nag-train kami papuntang Paris.
that's a different country already. Those are 3 countries, di ba? Just through rail. That's your Schengen visa. So choose wisely while we're still young. Would you rather go to Europe or to Canada, which is just one continent? Provinces nga yun din, di ba? So ang dami mo ng mobility doon when you got the Schengen passport. I mean, that European passport. So those are your options. Are you seeing those work in Poland opportunities on Facebook? Nakikita niyo yun. Try to see vlogs, YouTube vlogs. Kasi may mga vloggers na tayo. We have vloggers in Poland, like Filipino vloggers there that would share their experiences. Check if it would suit you. Otherwise, we can stay little more here in UAE.
But do you need to learn the language?
They did not. I was watching videos because they're factory workers. They would learn a little, but not completely necessary. Imagine they would have different languages from one country. France, they would have French. Poland, Polish, Belgium, Dutch. So see, I think English would be a common language that will be needed there.
No, but most of the Schengen countries, you have to learn their language. Most of them.
Yeah. What about you, Patty? Would you still move to a different country other than UAE?
I would like to move. Maybe.
Where?
Germany. I've been there before, by the way.
Where?
Germany.
Where's that? Somali?
No, Germany.
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 Yes, sorry. Did you visit?
Yeah.
Ooh. Did you like it better? Women there are more good looking, aren't they?
Actually,
Yeah,
it's one of the best place to live in in 2020.
Yeah. First world country, they're still the top passport. If you got their passport, you would have you would not need like a visa on like a lot of countries. That's just an option. They have presented their opportunities. So Paddy, are you now German?
No, I just went there for a few weeks. I'm not.
Didn't you stay? If I was there, I'll stay there. And
The
probably
problem is
do
language.
TNT. Char. TNT na lang. All right, here in Japan. What about in Japan? Japan, on the other hand, relies heavily on marine transport. Although land transportation plays a significant role, very light freight in transferred by rail here is specifically breakdown in 2011. 54% by land, yeah, for sure, but 41 in sea. You know the composition of Japan, right? It's surrounded by water as well, just like in the Philippines. Australia. Oh, another country that we all wanted to go to. Is Australia an option for you, Patty?
Yeah, Australians, they are good. Those people, they speak English.
Yeah, we don't have to adopt with the language. So in
Yeah.
Australia, 46% also by rail. And 34% per land, and sea is 20%. Interesting. Making connections later. Lesson 6. Aligning your supply chain with your business strategy. Paddy, can you read this for me? Identifying your market.
Introduction. Ultimately, your business is all about getting your products and services to the customers in responsive, efficient, effective fashion. Designing your supply chain to meet your business strategy can help you achieve those objectives and give you a competitive edge.
A competitive edge. Again, supply chain relates to business. Rusty, understanding your market type.
The first step is to understand the type of market your products and service are in and the related supply and demand. Here is a market and what kind of supply and demand they usually have.
Okay, look at the diagram. So we have high, low. Supply is on the left side. Bottom part is the demand. In this season, there will be a demand for what are the products that we have? Say, for example, in your festivity, spaghetti, what are your number one? Spaghetti in all parties, it won't not go away. Lechon, say, for example, your roasted pork. So that is the demand. What about the supply? Is there enough supply for your spaghetti noodles, hot dog sauce? There could be. All right. So there are 4 boxes there: mature, steady, developing, and growth. This is a diagram stating the status of your business. Say, for example, you have a low demand, so you would also have low supply. So it's developing. Are you getting it? The movement is always like that. Demand and supply. So low demand, low supply, it's developing. Now you have reached the high demand. And then you would also have high supply. What are these businesses? Vape. This is an example for a vape business. Who smokes here? Paddy, you smoke?
No, I don't.
Cigarette, not that kind of smoke.
Cigarette, I don't. I don't smoke cigarette.
Cigarette or vape. What about you, Rusty? Nagsisigarilyo ka?
Occasionally lang, sir.
Occasionally, which is every other day. Occasion.
Pag birthday ko lang, sir, tsaka kapag hindi ko birthday.
Okay, so vape now, there is a need for vape. Do you know the vape thing, right? Yung sabi nila, it's like safer than cigarette. Let's see in years, because we haven't used vape that long enough to conduct that study. But you know, cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. So there will be, say, for example, right now people tend to get to other options, which is vape. I can see that there is a growing demand. So the demand is going high. So notice it, in your bakala, you would see that disposable vape. Before you won't see that, but now it's obvious that they are selling it. I myself, I have purchased that for myself. I occasionally like smoke as well.
I bought one, sir. I bought one in China Mall, which is 15 dirhams.
Yes.
2008.
Puff, yes. Yes,
Okay.
2000 puff. Yes, 20 there. 15, yes, because what I bought was 25 dirhams for 2,500 puffs. Because I hate the smell, you know, because when you like to smoke, and my hair is big, so it tends to like stick the smell. So I would smell like cigarette. I kind of hate that. So if I puff, at least it smells good and it tastes good as well. Now I notice that there is a demand, so it's going high. Then that means that the supply will also go high.
Go high.
Now you would see a lot of brands. There are a lot of brands. What are the brands that are available? So you would see that it's also developing. So that is a kind of business growth. But if there is a high demand and there is a low supply, high demand and then low supply, what
But
tend to
it's bad for the business.
what are the trend? What's gonna happen
It
in the
will go
Philippines?
low.
Typhoon Odette has devastated couple of cities in Mindanao, diba? In Mindanao, there is a demand with water. Now, there is a low supply. What's gonna happen? What's the trend? Products tend to go high in price. One bottled 1.5 liter of water is being sold for 60 pesos. That's 6 dirhams. See the trend? High demand but low supply. What can happen? The price goes up. Say for example, there is low demand and there is high supply. What can happen?
Low price.
Low price. In the Philippines, there was an overproduction of cabbages. In Benguet, in La Trinidad, they tend to have supply for cabbages overproduction. So what they would do, make kimchi. Kimchi yung mga, ay lettuce, di ba? Cabbage, ginagawa din natin nila yun. I watched some but they made it for kimchi. But it's low price, that's true. Also for tomatoes, di ba nakita niyo tinatapon yung tomatoes? There's an overproduction. The demand is low, but there is supply. They tend to low. The price. So the status could be mature, steady. There's a growth in the business and developing. Okay, making connections, the value of the product. Looking at your role, read this for me, Rusty.
Growing out the supply chain. Now look at the supply chains that your organization is part of. or each chain, draw out the steps and activities based on the 5 process areas that were covered earlier.
Have we
Plan,
tackled?
source,
Yes.
data.
Have we tackled this last time? Not yet. We covered this. No, not yet.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Plan, source, make, deliver, and return. Yes.
Yeah, this is our assignment.
Yeah. Good. Ooh, SWOT. Did we?
No.
No. Read this for me, Mitch. SWOT.
SWOT, here is the example SWOT analysis for Maxim Technology, a producer and distributor of computer chips.
Wait 1 second. I think SWOT is in this part.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Go ahead.
Now that you understand what supply chains you are part of, take a close look at your role in each supply chain. One way to organize this information is using a SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats facing your supply chain. The strength and weaknesses are usually considered to be internal, while the opportunities and threats are generally external. This analysis helps you ask yourself, where are you now? This is really your situation analysis or inventory. And it gives you an opportunity to take a stock of the overall health of your supply chain. One mistake that people make in doing a SWOT analysis is that they look at the whole picture and usually very general statements. Make sure that you are ready to spend a bit of your time when you undertake a SWOT analysis so that you are producing an accurate description of what is going to affect your supply chain and its supporting strategy. Well, make sure that you are analyzing specific areas. For example, if you have multiple roles in supply chain, do an analysis for each role.
Okay. Remember, SWOT is also an essential strategy to identify in your marketing. SWOT stands for strength,
And
weaknesses,
weakness, opportunity.
opportunity, and threats. Okay. Faith, read the strength for me. We have an example of a business which is a distributor for computer chips. What are the possible strengths of this company?
Strength, strong manufacturing processes in place, defect rate of less than 0.01%, manufacturing facilities operate at 80% capacity on average.
So these are positive traits of your company, and this is internal. In your company, so that's the present in your company, and these are positive. Now, what are your weaknesses? Rusty, same company, what could be the possible weakness of your company?
Weaknesses. Shortage of skilled workers, difficult to predict product demand, warehouse process are outdated, delivery process are performed in-house and are not efficient, no unified information management system, most loads are shipped in less than a full truckload.
And this is negative, and still this is internal. Negative traits of your company, and this is internal. Now let's go with the external factors. Mitch, opportunities.
New government grants may support better training efforts for staff. Partnership with new research firm may offer alternative materials for producing chips. New rail system near main distribution center could offer alternative transport method.
This is positive, but this is external. Then we have threats. Paddy.
Supply of materials required can be unstable at times. Political unrest in one of the primary manufacturing areas can stop production.
Why do we need the SWOT analysis? We need SWOT analysis for us to identify the things that we can improve in our company. So these are the problems already. You have listed it there, your weakness, and then there are threats. So we have shortage of skilled work. What can you do? That's your problem. This is, say for example, for your company, you are shortage of skilled workers. Mitch, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hire more skilled workers.
You don't have money. I mean, no money for more people.
That would be a problem.
Do you think an overtime, but there will be a payment could be another solution? Could
Of
be.
course, you have to cut on the production, on the
Yeah,
volume of
yeah.
produce.
That could be an option. There is no correct or right, wrong answer
Yeah.
here, but it depends on the capability or the strength of your company. Strong manufacturing process defect or rate manufacturing rate opposite. So these are internal factors in the company, but it doesn't say there if they have like money. But if they're saying there is a strong manufacturing process in place, that means they could be producing money. They might have money. That's the first problem. You can identify the solution there. This is SWOT analysis. You try to lay down all the status or what's going on with the company, because it's
So I
important
think
for you to know kung ano
I
yung.
think
Go ahead, please, Rusty. You're saying?
so I think it is most likely the same with the Six Sigma, the cost and effect process improvement.
Might be related, but SWOT analysis is mainly being used for marketing, sales and marketing. What will be the actions that you are gonna do? So hindi siya, could be related, but this is mostly for how are we gonna keep our business going? Yun yung main purpose ng SWOT analysis. Identify your strengths, your weakness, opportunities, and threats for you to solve them, for it not to create a bigger problem. Do you agree, Paddy?
Yep.
Now, there's another problem, difficult to predict product demand. Your business, Paddy, is your restaurant. You weren't able to predict the demand. You don't know when your people are gonna buy your products. What could be your solution?
No, if in that scenario you have to sample the market, like you bring small quantity of items and you sample the market, so that can increase on the demand.
Mm-hmm. The demand would be relating to the people that would need your product or your service. You're catering to your clients. If you are offering, yours is water, right, Paddy? That's
No,
I mean your current company right now.
Alain.
Alain, water, right?
Yep.
Yes. What if people tend to just get Aquafina or other brand of water? So say for example, if this is your demand or your weakness, you cannot predict the needs of your certain location. You are in RAS. Say for example that a bigger player or a bigger brand goes to your place. Now people want to buy that brand because it could be more affordable. So now you would have a problem with the prediction of your demand. How many people would still need to buy Alain water? Considering that Nestle water came into picture. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir Joel, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
What do you think is the factor why? I mean, we have. I'll give you some example after my
Sure.
question. So, what do you think is a factor why they cannot predict the product demand? Like, so my example is, so in Amazon, we actually overhire during peak, and this is based upon the forecasting that we have.
Mm.
So technically, the forecast is really high versus the demand.
Oh, what kind of products in general, like every
In
products?
general, the number of, I mean, the volume, the number of items that's supposed to be delivered and supposed to be ordered by the customer. So based on that, we're going to hire drivers for that specific place, to specific station. But then again,
There were no
we
demand.
overhire. There is no demand, and that is peak. Peak starts
Yes.
on November until December, which means people are trying to order products from
Oh, so you
because it's,
anticipated
yeah,
that
the
there will
Christmas.
be more orders. Okay. I think that's your anticipation. That is your prediction. Your prediction was there will be an influx or there will be an increase. So your action was to purchase more items, right? Now comes the realization or the reality because it's just a prediction. It could happen, it could not. I think that's the result of your prediction. The action there is when you purchase based from your prediction. Apparently, it did not happen. I think that's what
Yeah.
happened with Amazon. But the good thing about Amazon, it can stay there. Does it have expiration?
There's no expiration, but the problem is
Yes.
we
Yes.
overhire drivers.
Uh,
So the threat is we're gonna be losing drivers. So attrition
again.
will be high
Parang mali
because
yung
we're not
pag-forecast yata.
utilizing it.
Yes.
We're not utilizing the drivers that is supposed to be delivering
Correct.
at
Delivery.
this month.
True. Wait. What about the? Is there like a certain months that they would like do for that? Let's
So,
quarter. Would you do your reports quarterly? Hanggang may due date ba kayo doon? Hanggang kailan
That
sila
I am not
mag-send?
really sure if, because Amazon is a big company. So we have a specific supply chain planning team. So the planning team, they are the one who is giving us that this is the volume for tomorrow, and I need these people.
Correct. But apparently, you weren't able to utilize those people.
Yeah. So
Oh,
by 6 p.m. or by 2 a.m., we will know how many items we will receive in the station or in the warehouse. So
what
based
items
upon
are
what
those,
we,
if I may ask? What kind of
huh?
items? What kind of items?
All the items that
Yes.
you order in Amazon online.
Mm-mm. Okay, that means nag bullwhip effect ba doon? If I only ordered like a Santa hat, magkakaroon ng bullwhip effect. You would order 10 Santa hat from your supplier, ganun ba? Kaya kayo nag-overproduction?
Yeah, may mga ganun din, or siguro nag-order and then cancellation. So I think so.
True.
One factor din yan.
Remember our bullwhip effect? So I ordered one Santa hat, but because um but because Amazon, this is just an example. Amazon anticipated that there will be other people that will be ordering Santa hat. They get 10 pieces from their supplier. I only ordered one. So how many items are there in Amazon? There is still 9. And then that's the bullwhip effect. There was a need, but because there are some certain requirements, umorder ng mas marami. They will tend to save more money with the shipping if they would order more. Then it would be they will increase the number. That's bullwhip effect. Well, I think it will be but will be slow. Amazon it has a good marketing. You'd be able to sell those and you'll be able to utilize your drivers. Inshallah.
parang may mali yata doon sa mga sa planning, no?
It could be,
Yeah, yeah. Yan yung namin, pinagtataka. Feel namin na may mali yung planning team.
Yes.
Kasi
Order
nag-over
sila.
forecast sila. Sa
Over.
reality, let's say ang forecast nila 1,000, and in reality 300 lang pala or
Mm-mm.
400. So, may problema talaga.
Yeah. Or if
It's
it's in the record, baka may kickback. Char. Baka meron sila doong mga tubo. Kaya
well,
nag-order.
well, I can apply some also in the construction.
Yeah,
Like for
please.
example, the estimation, they are the one who is estimating how many gypsum board we need to purchase, how many cement. So based on the drawings or based on the bill of quantity,
Yes.
so we will order that as per the BOQ. But if there is an order, then that is the estimation falls.
Mm-hmm.
It,
It will stay in the warehouse.
yes. So
I did. I worked in a construction, so we did that as well. Doon ako sa cabin. I did work when I was in Doha. Our office was in the cabin, like in the desert, in the middle of the desert. So we would be procuring some items. So that's true. Depends on the bill of quantities, material supply request, but there is like a form that we have to sign. The project manager has to sign that, so they would release the money. Yeah, so I'm familiar with that as well. Currently, because they have 2 months delayed salary, they are on strike right now. Yes. It's Christmas. They anticipated that they would have money for the Christmas, but apparently it didn't happen. So I was still part of the group. I just left this year, so I was still part of the group. So I can see their comments like, this site is on strike. This site is on strike. So like this is the example. So what they would do if they're on strike, they will get out from the cabin, or they will get out from the office. They will just stand outside.
delayed salary.
Yes. I know. These are the incident that happens, but mainly
It's normally happens in construction.
It is. Pay is good. I'll tell you, I have like a good salary back then, but how can you sustain if your salary is like 3 months delayed? You still have to like send money back home. You still have to eat. You still have to pay your rent. So I decided to okay, I'm just gonna leave. I'll try my luck in UAE. All right. So this is the importance of SWOT analysis again, for you to know the status of your company. What are your strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats? What are your actions? You will know your actions from the SWOT analysis. For us to probably not over order, just like in Amazon. Sabihin mo sa kanila, Mitch, mag-SWOT analysis tayo.
I think they're using SWOT. I'm not sure.
Yung natutunan ni Mitch, nag-logistics and supply chain ako ngayon. I learned na dapat mag-SWOT analysis tayo.
Minsan sumasali ako sa
Meeting.
sa meeting ng forecast meeting namin. Minsan hindi. So minsan naririnig ko na ganito yung expected na mga items na darating for today, and then after 2 a.m. ito lang pala. So minsan nagagalit yung department namin kasi kami yung nagbibigay ng mga drivers, and at the end of the day wala palang volume, wala palang mga items na i-deliver.
Correct. By the way, Mitch, by any chance, would you sa marketing ba ng Amazon, di ba may mga discount kayong binibigay dyan? Sa tingin mo may makakausap tayo from Amazon to get discount for Filipino sa school, mga estudyante
Yeah,
sa
meron
school?
kami sa HR. Actually, not marketing, but HR.
Anong base sila? Saan sila base?
Dito
Dubai?
lang sa Dubai. Gusto mo na Filipino Institute.
Sino ba yung ID niya? Remember your IDs? There are merchant partners. Check mo nga kung maging merchant partner natin ng Connect me nga.
Yeah, okay. Sige, check ko sa HR namin. Kasi meron kaming survey sa employee discount if yung gusto namin i-add na merchant.
Sige
So
nga.
ad could,
Yes, Philippine, 'di ba may code? 'Di ba may mga code silang ginagawa
yeah.
for that?
Mm.
Yung talabat, ngayon yun, kasi may, kaya yung nagtalabat. So they would create certain code. Kunyari isang number, your number, they would create a code for that and then you would get discount like 10 dirhams add back. Once nga lang yun. But at least that would help. Once you use the application, makaka-add back ka. Then that would create your desire to use the application more because may ganon. That's a marketing strategy. But yeah, even once, at least magawa natin. Baka meron. Sa Noon naman, ang Noon kasi nagtitipid ng naging partner natin. Every month kasi nag-change yung marketing nila. But might as well, mag-Amazon na lang tayo dahil nandiyan naman si Mitch. Si Mitch na magsuswot analysis. Mitch will do the SWOT analysis.
Thank you, Ate Mitch.
Pupapayag yun sila.
Yes, that's still an additional customer because we have a lot of students and that would create awareness. Okay, cool. We have hanggang alas 2 pa naman tayo. Let's have a short break. Inom lang ako ng tubig. Ano pa ako nagsasalita?